There is an outfit formula that I often forget about that is one of the easiest ways to look put together and stylish with very little effort. And my guess is that you already have the components to create this outfit formula hanging in your closet right now. So today I want to make it super easy for you to get dressed and look incredible using what you already own. If you're not familiar with me, I am Kristen from Kristen Kane Style. I am a style and mindset coach, and I help women just like you create wardrobes you absolutely love wearing by doing two things. By helping you understand how your thoughts and your feelings about your style and all things related to getting dressed are getting in the way and creating the style struggles that you are feeling on a regular basis. And I also help you see how easy it can be to actually have a wardrobe you love wearing, regardless of your lifestyle, your budget, your body, the amount of time you have, the amount of style you think you have in your pinky finger. I promise you it is easier than you have likely been making it. I work with clients one-on-one inside my program Style Therapy. It is a 3-month flexible container, and my clients get results. If you are interested in booking a sales call, there is a link down below. I do have a few remaining openings right now, and once those are full, I will start the wait list. So if you're ready to really understand how your thoughts and your feelings are creating your style struggles and how to unwind that so that getting dressed can just be easy and fun, book your sales call today. This is a simple outfit series video, which means I am going to take what I have in my closet and I am going to make simple outfits. So the formula I'm going to use today for the outfits I'm going to create, as I said, is one that I tend to forget about, and yet it is so fundamentally simple that maybe is why I overlook it, because I too sometimes complicate things. So it's the idea of dressing all in one color. Really doesn't have to be monochromatic where it's literally all one color, but you're choosing colors that actually are the same for the top and the bottom. You can change things up with maybe what you layer underneath, or with the accessories or the shoes or the belt or that sort of thing. But the basis of the formula is wearing the same color on the top and the bottom, because I so believe that getting dressed and looking incredible does not have to be difficult. So for the sake of simplicity, I am either going to be using this white t-shirt or this little camisole as my base, so that you will see that I'm not changing my blouse or changing the underpinning. I'm keeping those things the same, and I'm just changing the layering piece and the bottoms to create different outfits that are basically all a column of one color. So I started with this outfit today because it is a gray sweater and gray jeans, and I usually wear blue jeans. If you have watched any of my other videos where I talk about the fact that I don't feel 100% authentic if I'm not wearing blue, I am really taking a deep breath and trying to lean into possibly enjoying wearing outfits that don't contain blue. But that probably is one of the reasons that this formula of all one color is not usually my first choice. It's not the go-to for me, because I like to wear blue denim, but I don't always want to have on all blue denim shades. So I'm going to step out of my comfort zone today to bring you some simple outfits that are essentially one color. So this sweater was actually on the floor in the other room of our house. My husband, it's a little small for him. It's an Old Theory cashmere sweater, and I thought that could work for my video today. So I grabbed it and tied it around my shoulders. I have on very old Anthropologie jeans. They are Pilcrow, in the event that you could find them resale. They were one of the first barrel styles, and I just recently dropped the hem because I was kind of bored with them and they felt a little short, so I just dropped the hem and let the hem be raw. You'll see a similar pair a little bit further down the line here. They're just really soft and comfortable and very broken in, and so they work for this gray outfit. In the event that I was wearing this out of my house and needed to put shoes on, depending on where I was going and what the vibe was I would either do a white sneaker or some sort of a little black menswear shoe. I'll slip these on just so you can see them. So essentially, I have just picked one color and grabbed a top and a bottom that are the same, using this white t-shirt as a base. But I could put this gray sweater on, and then it would be much more one column of color, which is more what I'll show going forward. But this is just where I was starting today, so I figured I would tie the sweater around my neck to give you the idea of we're going with gray on gray in this case, and it just makes it easy. Okay, so here, obviously I opted for all green. By rights, these two don't match, but it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to do is make getting dressed simple and to use the colors in my wardrobe and balance the top and the bottom. So while these aren't the identical shade of kind of olive green, but I'm not introducing other color and other pattern to make it messy. Certainly I could do a stripe, like a blue and white stripe. Absolutely I could do that. But for the sake of simplicity today, I didn't want to complicate things. I just wanted to grab tops and bottoms that were basically basically the same color and create monochromatic looks that were tone on tone that allow you to just pull two pieces that are essentially the same color, put them on, pull some accessories to tie it together, and head out the door. So in this case, I opted for no belt, which is rare for me. I love to wear a belt. I could put on my leopard belt or put on a brown leather belt or a black leather belt, but in this case, I don't really feel like it needs it. I'm good with just the green and white. I did add a thrifted kind of beaded necklace just to, again, tie it together a little bit, but it just feels finished, but the pieces are so basic. What makes the formula work is the fact that I have used the same color kind of head to toe. You maybe have seen this recent checkout aisle Walmart impulse purchase of this little inexpensive scarf, and this is an example of pieces that then allow you to kind of finish a look without it being complicated or expensive, but this then just further adds to the green on green that just feels intentional while still adding a little bit of interest and a little bit of my personality. This, I love navy blue, I love this olive green, and I love scarves, so this kind of finishes it in a way that feels authentic to me, where your formula might be finished with a whole bunch of bangles or with a very different shoe, just so that it looks like you, but you've made the formula be the reason that the outfit works because you're picking a top and a bottom that are essentially the same color. And this scarf makes it feel more authentic to me because it brings some blue back in. I'm not sure if you'll see any deer walking past the window. This is a fun time of year at my house because the mama and her babies are munching everything in my yard. And so it is fun to see them walk around here. And I'm glad that they have decided to make an appearance in a couple of recent videos. So you may see them. Actually, they were walking back and forth as I was setting up to film today. So I'm not sure if maybe they're done in my yard for now. Okay, these pants are the same Pilcrow from Anthropologie jeans as the gray ones I had on at the beginning. They are several years old. I believe I bought them in 2019, so they have long since been gone from Anthro, although they do have great Pilcrow pants and jeans still. But this color I just thought was kind of fun when I bought them. I did the exact same thing to these. I just recently took the hem out and let them be raw because they were feeling a little short. I think there was some shrinkage over time, and I just wanted them to feel a little bit different. And I like the fact that the hem is a little bit interesting now that it's almost kind of striped from fading. So this sweater, I did not buy this sweater in any way to match these pants, and I recognize they're not exactly the same color, yet they give the idea of this kind of tonal column. Where this would fall apart is if I were trying to match a printed t-shirt or a patterned blouse. Then all of a sudden it starts to look a little, if you're from the US and you're about my age there, you might remember Garanimals, where all the clothing for kids kind of mix and match. It still happens sort of at Target, where they have the table, all the different tops and all the different bottoms for toddlers and little kids. Same idea. It would start to feel very matchy-matchy. The reason that the column of color where the top and the bottom are the same color works is because you're not trying to make it matchy-matchy. You're just trying to make it this sort of chic, effortless column of color. And so these, when I started to pull for this video, I was very surprised that these matched. I hadn't tried these two together at all. And I think I could certainly button the cardigan. It just gives a really beautiful column of color. This was not intentional. The reason that I have pieces that work together with the top and the bottom matching is because I have a very tight color story. I know the colors I like. I know the colors I like to wear. So I have bottoms and tops that are the same color because I have dialed that in over the years so that it is effortless for me to pair pieces together, whether I'm trying to match them or whether I would be wearing this sweater with a pair of jeans or a pair of gray trousers. They all work together. And that is something I help my clients with inside Style Therapy. I help you see that having a simple wardrobe does not mean boring. You do not have to like or own any of the pieces that I wear, any of the colors that I wear. What I'm trying to show when I make these outfits is the simplicity factor of having a wardrobe that is a color palette that's tight, where the pieces and the styles and the shapes all feel authentic and all work together. I can essentially grab any top from my wardrobe and any bottom from my wardrobe and make an outfit that works because I'm very intentional when I shop, so I know that that's going to be the case. I don't want one-hit wonders. That doesn't mean you can't have that. I have some statement pieces that I don't wear every day. I don't wear with everything because they wouldn't go with everything, but that's rare for me. And when clients first come to work with me and they're really puzzled and overwhelmed by why it's not working in their own closet, one of the things we usually identify pretty quickly is that they're kind of all over the place. Their wardrobe is kind of all over the place, that they don't have pieces that actually work together nicely. They don't play together nicely. Once you have that, getting dressed becomes so simple and effortless and not dramatic in any way. There is no mental spinning because it just works. It's similar to having a pantry full of really incredible staples. When you go to make dinner, you have what you need. So yes, you might need to buy the food equivalent of a scarf when you're checking out at Walmart that will make a meal a little more interesting or a little more personal. But for the most part, your pantry is stocked. That's the point of having a wardrobe that is cohesive and functional and really truly serves the life you live. Then you know when it's time to buy the fun piece because you already have the foundation of a wardrobe that just works. So back to this outfit. This is about as simple as it gets. I could put on the scarf, I could put on a necklace, and I can also just leave the house looking exactly like this because it looks finished and it looks intentional. Denim on denim is a pretty classic formula, obviously. Some folks have lots of things to say about it. However, it works. It's a classic for a reason. And so I can do the exact same thing. I can make the monochromatic look by just putting on a chambray shirt with a pair of blue jeans because it creates an intentional column of color. In this case, I've put on the little brown Mary Janes, which are from Vionic, and they are so ridiculously comfortable. If you have a narrow foot, I would definitely urge you to check out Vionic. I have a narrow foot, but have not always been good about trying to find shoes in a narrow. So then I try a medium and I have to put an insole in them or wear a thick sock. And it really makes it much easier if you just buy a narrow shoe to begin with. So these are narrow. They have Velcro on the kind of Mary Jane part, and it makes them even easier to kind of snug up. And yeah, they're really comfortable. Anyway, back to the column of blue. So obviously not the exact same color blue. However, it creates an intentional look. It's a super simple formula. Blue chambray shirt, blue jeans, done. Now I have swapped out the white t-shirt for just a little silk camisole and grabbed a navy blue knit kind of ribbed skirt from Old Navy about a year ago. Don't know if they'll have this again this year. It is super comfortable. It was very inexpensive and it's just, yeah, a good skirt. And this is just a little quince cashmere. Well, it's not just quince cashmere. Quince cashmere is incredible. I am a proud Quince partner, so I love their cashmere. I ordered this sweater a little oversized so that the neck would be a little bit looser and kind of fall off the shoulder to be a little bit dressier. And I can pair it back to this skirt so that I create that column of navy blue. I can just give it a little front tuck, let the back hang out. Oops, shoes. Grab some shoes. Just put these little brown Mary Jane. Thrifted necklace, really comfortable Mary Janes, just a column of navy blue. You don't have to think very hard. You grab a top and a bottom that are essentially the same color and you make an outfit. In this case, I just opted for really dark blue jeans as the navy blue and a navy blue V-neck cashmere sweater. Really simple, classic column of navy blue. Pretty much my happy place. So this one is a pretty common way to do a column of color, black on black. I know a lot of women who really struggle with not having the blacks or the navies or probably any of the colors match exactly. I promise you that does not matter. Are there situations where sometimes a black is really green or really blue or really gray, and when you try to go black on black, it just doesn't work? Your eye just kind of gets stuck somewhere? Yes, but don't worry about those. In general, you can't do it wrong. Black on black is going to work. The same with any of these colors. You have seen that greens didn't exactly match. It doesn't matter. What you're doing is stretching your idea of what can work, trying a new formula, and allowing the intentionality of two colors that are basically the same to create the outfit. Super simple. This is about as classic as it gets. Black on black. I could zip up the jacket if I wanted, put on a scarf. Very easy, very comfortable. Not a big stretch from a color on color standpoint, but it works, and it works for a reason. And now here we are with all gray. This is one I do very often. I like gray trousers or gray pants with a gray sweater. I also like gray sweatpants with a gray sweater. A column of gray is a pretty comfortable formula for me. The rest of my family kind of tends toward that also. And we kind of joke that it's a grout fit. When you have all gray on, we call it a grout fit. Now I could tie this same on its way to be donated scarf around my neck and add to the gray on gray. Again, it makes it look intentional, which is kind of the secret sauce of having an outfit look stylish. It looks like you tried, but not too hard. And you didn't really have to try very hard at all when your wardrobe has colors that just play nicely together. So I could do this where I pulled the dark from the pants kind of to balance that out. I could also opt for the paler gray. So it's paler up top and gets darker as we go down. There is no right or wrong answer. It's what works for you. It's what pieces you already own that you can play with and see what you can create. So this one got me a little bit stuck, but I decided to share it anyway and kind of talk through how it got stuck and kind of how I can make it work anyway. I don't have any tan sweaters, like this kind of classic tan colored trousers. I don't have a sweater that actually is this color. I have some camel-y colored sweaters, some kind of oatmeal-y colored sweaters, but they're not really the same color. I didn't love those two together. And the brown, because I haven't worn brown in many years, because for a long time it just didn't make me happy, and now it does. I don't have any brown trousers. I'm not sure right now I need any brown trousers because I'd be happy wearing the brown sweater with gray trousers or navy blue bottoms or denim of any color. So I don't know that I need brown trousers, but for the sake of wearing all one color, I decided these are essentially both brown. And I left the brown shoes on to show that it creates intentionality when you're just choosing all one color, even if they don't match. In this case, I would pull this scarf because I already own it, and my scarves often are the thing, they're the kind of the missing link. They're the glue that ties an outfit together if the pieces feel kind of separate. And so I would put this scarf on, and then it makes the whole outfit look more like it really goes together instead of just mismatched brown. So this creates that idea of all one color, no blue in sight, and it feels intentional and it feels stylish and I feel finished, but it's literally a sweater. Well, I have the camisole still on, literally a sweater and a pair of pants. I think I might be willing to try outfits without blue more often. Last but not least, we have all cream. So this is a go-to for me all year long. I wear a lot of cream sweaters. I love cream bottoms. I don't think that white and cream jeans need to be only a warm weather item. I like the winter white. This sweater is cotton, but I will swap out for cashmere once it gets a little bit colder. It's just intentional. It looks finished. I could certainly add a scarf that had some color in it that wasn't just all cream to make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more me. I could also tie just another cream layer over my shoulders just to continue building on the column of cream. And I could swap out the shoe for any shoes. I could wear the white sneakers, I could wear black, I could wear red flats, I could wear boots. Doesn't matter about the accessories as much as you want the top and the bottom to be essentially the same color, and let that be the statement. I'm actually warming to the idea of not having blue in every outfit. And if I wasn't making simple outfit series videos, if I wasn't playing with what's in my closet and trying to wear it in new ways, creating new combinations, I wouldn't realize that I actually do like some combinations that don't have any blue in them, because my mind was telling me if it doesn't have blue, Kristen, you don't feel authentic. And while after several days in a row, that probably is still the case, I'm now seeing just by making these outfits for the videos that there are actually combinations that I can't wait to try that I have never worn before that do not include any blue, yet they feel very authentic and very much like what I want to wear. I hope that this was the nudge that you need to go in your closet and start playing with your clothes. Play dress up in there. Get in there and do this assignment. Pull the pieces, the tops and the bottoms that could match and could go together. Possibly you've never paired them together. I've never put this jacket with these pants. I've never put this sweater with these green pants. Yet I realize now I absolutely could, and it would create an intentional outfit. Go do that in your own closet. I love to read your comments. So if you do that in your own closet and you come up with a combination that's unexpected or that's a new favorite, please please share. I love reading your comments. If you are interested in having my help, really truly understanding why you are stuck in your style and unwinding it quickly so that you can get dressed with ease, Style Therapy, I have a few spots left right now. Once those spots are booked, I will open up the wait list. I don't want you to have to wait to be able to get dressed and love how you look and feel in your clothing. There is a link down below to book your sales call. We can hop on a 1-hour Zoom and chat about what Style Therapy really includes and how it could help your specific struggles. I promise you, what's most personal is most universal. If you are struggling with something, I have helped a client through it, and that client is now getting dressed with ease. I invite you to book a sales call so that we can see if we're a good fit and we can get started solving your style struggles. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. I hope you have a really beautiful week, and I'll be back next Friday.